Welcome to Pursue Wellness. This show is by chiropractors and for chiropractors, helping you with practical science for better patient results, physiology and labs, rehab and exercise, supplements and nutrition, unfounded trends, no opinions, just science. Let's get started.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the first edition of the Pursue Wellness podcast. I'm here with Dr. Callie. I'm Dr. Greg. It's great to be with all of you. We have been immersed forever ourselves in the world of podcasts and learning and information, and there's just so much noise out there. So what we wanted to do was come together and say, okay, how can we bring it all into a little bit of a funnel here for people and deliver information that we believe is 100% applicational. And we want to go through today our premises, our essentials to just help kind of distill everything that's out there for people to discern in the world of performance and wellness and all of that. So I'm so glad you're with me. You are the epitome of someone that is pursuing wellness. And so I want to give you a chance, just introduce yourself, a little bit of your background, professionally, athletically, you name it, family, just so everybody can get a chance to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm Callerina Woodard. I'm a doctor of chiropractic, and I am extremely, obsessive about information. I am a competitive athlete. I competed in the CrossFit space very competitively for years and then transitioned into a shooting sport. Now I'm a professional shooter and I compete in the tactical games. I am a mom. I have a almost 2-year-old toddler and then a baby on the way. So really anything health, wellness, performance, that's my obsession. And that's why I'm so excited about this podcast, to be able to put out free information and education for people.
That's awesome. And our goal, again, is not to give you so much detail and so much information that it's over your head. And I know we like that sometimes, but at the end of the day, if you can't apply what you've just heard, then we're missing the point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a kind of a natural segue into what we want to cover today, which are the essentials of Pursue Wellness. And what we're going to do, we're going to walk through all 5 of them. But before we get to the 5 essentials that we believe are foundational for every single person that is pursuing wellness, I want to just touch on our mission statement, which there's a key word in here that's going to be a great way to segue into our essentials, which is we want to inspire others to take daily action. And that word daily is so key, daily action to pursue their wellness potential. And so let's talk about that concept of something that needs to happen daily. This is one of the essentials, and we're going to touch on consistency first. Again, it doesn't matter if you know everything if you don't apply it. So talk a little bit about what consistency means to you, both as a provider, as an athlete, and just in your wellness journey.
I mean, yeah, thanks. I love talking about consistency because with over 10 years of clinical practice, I saw it all the time. People come in gung ho, I'm ready to get better, whatever supplement I can take, whatever exercise I can do, let's do it. And then I get excited and they get excited, and it's not something they're prepared to do every single day for the rest of their lives. And that's the thing about health, is it's not pushing really, really hard and then stopping, and then pushing hard and then stopping. And then it's just this ebb and flow throughout life. It's those consistent daily choices, those daily habits that you make, word being consistent, that really gets you progress. I don't want to say that I don't love the gung ho people. I love the gung ho people, but those people need to take that gumption of, let me push really hard into this. And I think I've heard the quote before that it's not motivation that gets you somewhere, it's that consistent daily effort. So many people are motivated, but having a consistent daily effort, drinking enough water, sleeping enough, the easy basic things, those are the things that really move the needle. And if you can apply that and know that it's going to be the rest of your life, then you're definitely going to make health changes.
Well, and this is a great lateral to another one of the essentials, which is simplicity.
Mm,
Because in order to be consistent, you have to make sure things are simple enough. It's one thing to be gung ho and you've got a list of a million different things you want to start incorporating. It's
Mhm.
another thing if you start with one or two or a few things that you're trying to be consistent with. I think
Yeah.
that's a pretty rhetorical statement to say which person is going to be more successful.
Mhm.
And so, how do we get to that level of simplicity? Well, it starts with some of those things you were just mentioning, from sleep to hydration to just those daily habits that you don't have to force yourself to do. We want to
Mhm.
help encourage and inspire people to want to do these things.
Yeah.
And as you can start building on it, and as your life can actually have a chance, because you and I are both very occupied with a lot of different things in life, as is
Mhm.
every single person listening to this podcast right now. And so if you don't start simple, you're already behind the eight ball and the odds of success are very, very low. So tell me a little bit about, I don't want to get too deep into it, but just kind of a daily routine mindset that you have from a keeping it simple perspective.
Listen, nobody loves complexity more than me. I do like to overcomplicate things, but I've learned mostly through practice that if you don't do the simple foundational things, you're going to get burned out and you're not going to stick to anything health wise. So for me, those are things like consistently drinking enough water, consistently eating well and fueling my body well, not new fad diets, new cool supplements that replace food. It's consistently eating well, consistently sleeping well, a consistent bedtime, a consistent routine, a consistent wake time, a consistent exercise plan. And that gets complex being the fact that I'm an athlete, but every day I'm moving. Like, that's just the simple, basic things. So, by drinking enough water, fueling my body enough, sleeping enough, and exercising daily, I'm doing those simple things every day. And if I ever needed to, I could build more complex, higher level things for performance on top of that. But if any of those things fall short, all those more complex things have no legs to stand on. So, you have to do the simple things first.
Absolutely. So combining that simplicity with being able to now do it consistently, that even can fall short if you don't have a plan. And so
Hmm.
our third essential is intentionality. And so what we mean by intentionality is you can, again, you can know all these things, you can try to keep it simple. You can say, all right, I know I need to do them every day. But if you don't have any sort of a game plan to actually implement these things, or let's say you want to start an exercise routine that you know is part of your journey that you need in order to get to the next level,
Hmm.
if you don't have a plan, it's really hard to get to where you want to go.
Hmm.
And so intentionality is something that we have to structure. You and
Hmm.
I are creatures of structure. Being
Hmm.
athletes, that is a must. And that's actually one of the things that I encourage people that have never done anything in the athletic space. There's great value in it because you need structure. I
Hmm.
thinking back to, undergrad playing college sports and then chiropractic school and all of that, I can't fathom going through that without a consistent structure.
Hmm.
Right? Without a plan of knowing, okay, I've got these classes at this time and I've got this practice at this time and I've got to wake up and go to bed at this time. I
Hmm.
think too many people live by happenstance to say, I might get up early tomorrow morning and do XYZ.
Hmm.
Or, I think I want to get into a better bedtime routine. And so if someone's struggling with that intentionality of, okay, what are the things I need to start doing different on a day in, day out basis?
Yeah.
How did you get started in kind of structuring your day and being very intentional with your day?
I found myself too busy and not getting anywhere. And I see that happen with a lot of people. There's so much information out there. There's so many different things that we can grab at that make us think we're getting in a direction, and we're just following whatever is cool and new and showing up on social media. And patients need to hear this too. You have to have a plan. You have to be intentional with everything that you're doing throughout the day because you're going to be consistent with those simple things and that puts you in a direction which makes you intentional. That's really going to move the needle more than just let me chase something this direction. I want to chase something this direction. You can find yourself way too busy chasing the cool new things and not being intentional with what's my goal? What are the steps I need to get there? and how do I execute those steps so that I can cut away all the excess. That's what being intentional is about. And that's where you get anywhere in life.
Absolutely. And so, as we're continuing to build on these between consistency, keep it simple, being
Mhm.
intentional, having a plan. The next one is by no means am I saying is the most important, but I would call it here's our nerdy hat. It's the rate limiting enzyme, right? It's the one that you need in order to ensure that you have any chance whatsoever, and that's effort.
Mhm.
You can have everything on paper that looks perfect, and you're going to say, these are the things I'm going to do in a very simple way. And I know I need to do them every day, but
Mhm.
at the end of the day, you got to go do it now.
Mhm.
And so, talk to us about effort. And again, we know effort can be on a continuum, right? We
Mhm.
know that it can be basically no effort whatsoever, super lazy, to the other extreme, which is way too much. And that's
Mhm.
something we actually deal with quite a bit with a lot of the individuals that we work with. But now let's get that effort piece into the equation and talk to us about knowing that fine line between too much and too little.
If there were one thing that I want to consistently instill in my kids every day, and of course my patients, it's that anything worth having, like if it's something desirable, it's going to require effort. Whether that be like your athletic performance, your school performance, how you're doing at work, and especially your health, it takes work. It's not Especially in today's society, it's so easy to be lazy. Fast food's everywhere. Ordering out is super easy. The things that are hard, making healthy meals at home, stocking up on healthy groceries, maybe even getting up and having to plan out your day where you have to go to the gym before work or things like that, they all require effort. And they're all worth having, they're all worth doing. It's just once you get in the habit of I'm gonna put effort into something, I feel like everything else, it just becomes simple. It just becomes like if you're putting effort into everything you do and you're being intentional about it, all the things that were excuses before kind of fall away. Effort's so important. I mean, it is. I'm glad you said not everything like, yes, everything does kind of hinge on effort. If you're not putting effort into something, you're not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah, this is kind of that, if you can rest your head on your pillow at night and fall asleep, assuredly knowing, all right, I did what I could have possibly done today.
Mhm.
Like, that's the way we want you to think of effort. Like, did you
Yeah.
actually put forth what was necessary to give yourself a chance? And again, being able to structure all of those things together builds to our last essential, which I don't want to say it's an outlier, but it is a little bit of a, you have to do the other ones in order to have a chance at this fifth one, which is
Mhm.
resiliency.
Yeah.
And resiliency is one of my favorite words on the planet. I know it is yours as well. And what we mean by resiliency is when life's not perfect, when your schedule's not perfect, or stress is higher, or you're on vacation and you know you can't eat as well, or your exercise routine is not what it could be. It's okay, right? We're
Mhm.
not preaching perfection here. We would just want you to be resilient. And
Mhm.
one of my favorite principles in all of, I'll call it the health and fitness space, was really coined and developed by CrossFit, which is constantly varied.
Mhm.
Our lives are constantly varied. So if we cannot function in a constantly varied environment, you are going to be really, really hard pressed to be able to see yourself succeed day in and day out. So,
Mhm.
talk to us about that idea of constantly varied as it relates to resiliency and being able to withstand some of life's curveballs.
Yeah, when it comes to health or again, anything worth having, there will always be ups and downs. Throughout life, we always have these curveballs that are thrown at us. And it's really how you handle that that allows you to keep moving forward. And you already said it. I just love the word resilient. Like if someone described me as a resilient person, that would like make me boast my chest a little bit because to be resilient really means that you can handle adversity just as well as you can handle a great day. And I know it's an outlier word for our principles and our mission, but in health, you have to be resilient. Something's going to happen. You're going to have ladies out there, you may have huge health goals and then you get pregnant. And you just have to be resilient through that. Guys out there, you can have injuries. And it's about taking that setback and not letting it stop all progress, but figuring out an audible of here's a way I can move around this. Here's how I'm being resilient. Here's how I'm going to continue to move forward. If everyone could be more resilient, we would see a lot fewer health problems and a lot less laziness with health.
Absolutely. I really define, I don't even know if I've shared this with you directly, but the way anyone asks me, like, what does it mean to be healthy? Like, if you just
Mhm.
had to give a very quick definition of what it means to be healthy, I would say it is based on our body's ability to adapt,
Mhm.
which is AKA resiliency, right?
Mhm.
Because, if you've got some bug or virus or infection that affects your system, how
Mhm.
well can your body deal with it? Right? You have a stressful day. How well can your body deal with it? You have an
Mhm.
injury. How well can your body deal with that injury, repair, recover, etc.?
Mhm.
And that's what we want to bring to the table in this podcast. And so
Mhm.
what we're going to do is always using these five essentials as the baseline of where we're coming from an information standpoint, but we're going to put those through different categories and teach on physiology, just how your body is supposed to work. We're going to talk about labs, we're going to talk about things that are a little more technical in certain areas, just to give you a deeper dive into the way the human body works. And we're going to go through things that are related to exercise and injury and inflammation and how to mitigate some of the hurdles that might be coming up in life. We're going to go through nutrition and supplementation and a lot of things out there that most people know they need to do, but there's so much noise out there. And part of that noise is this influencer and social media world that there's 8 million ideas constantly at your fingertips. What should you believe? And
Mhm.
so, our goal in all of this and bringing this to you is to help decipher everything out there to say, okay, how can I keep it simple? How can I be consistent and intentional with what I'm doing so I can put forth effort that I know is worth it? And at the end of the day, be more resilient. And so, that's our hope. That's our goal in all of this. And so we're excited to continue to bring more episodes to you. Thank you for tuning in this morning, and be ready for the next one. We're going to dive in with our physiology and lab for the next episode we bring to the table. Everyone have a good one. Thanks, Doc.
Thank you.